Hey everybody, it's Tom Bullington again here with Coldwell Banker Realty. Hope you're doing well today. It's December 31st. It's the last day of the year. Hope all of you had a pretty good 2024. I know it was a challenging year for a lot of people. So 2024 is almost behind us. And as we record this, it's 2025 in about half of the planet. It has been quite the year, and we're looking forward to a better year in 2025, regardless of how you fall down on the political spectrum. Of course, there was a lot of change that way. There's a lot of change with the economy, and then, of course, in keeping with that, it's the housing market too. And as a residential real estate agent for the last 8 years, um, everyone, asks me whether I'm at the store or I'm at church or I'm somewhere else. At work, people are asking, well, what do you think? What's going to happen to the market next year? What's happening to the housing market in 2025? And again, it's the same old answer is really, it really depends on where things fall. It depends on the economy nationally. It depends on so many different factors. But I wanted to kind of give you a breakdown of what I think and kind of where things are at as we stand here um, at the very beginning, at the precipice, the very beginning of January in 2025. So interest rates today, the final of 2024, came in at 7.07 for a 30-year fixed conventional loan on average. Now, of course, your results may vary depending on all sorts of things in your financial background. It may be a little bit better than that. It may be worse. Of course, if you're VA or FHA, there's going to be changes there, differences there. If you're conventional, if it's 30 years versus 15 years, what your rate may be, it really depends. But we're really pretty much pinned in on 7% as where the average conventional 30-year fixed rate is right now. Not great, but in recent time, in recent history here, we've been around 8%. We've also been down about 6.3. So we're kind of right in the middle of where things have been over the last several years. Certainly, the days of the 2 and the 3% are, I think, not coming back. And I think that, the longer we go into this, where things are 6, 7, 8%, people are going to realize the days of 2 and 3% are just not going to come back in our lifetimes. It could change. There could be some miraculous event. Who knows? But right now, as it stands, if nothing else drastic happens, we're thinking it's going to be somewhere between that 6 and 8% for the year 2025. Now, if it's higher than that, if it's lower than that, okay, we'll adjust. But right now, between 6 and 8%. Now, what does that mean for you? If you're a buyer, obviously it's going to cost more money to borrow money, costs money to borrow money, and you're going to be out a little bit more out of pocket per month if you purchase a home, obviously at 8% versus at 6%. Goes without saying, right? Conversely, if you are selling a home, it's still a good time at the seller's market. Still, there's a lack of inventory. It's been this way for a number of years, a lack of inventory, especially a lack of inventory of affordable housing. And when I say affordable, I don't mean low income. I just mean middle class, 350,000 and below, you know, homes in the 275 range to 350 to even 400, pretty affordable homes. But then if you tack on that 6 or 7 or 8% mortgage rate, depending on how much you put down, depending on all of those things, your credit rating, all of that, it's still going to be a lot more money than it was even like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. So just some words to the wise that, it's we're in the situation right now where, especially with the political climate changing in the beginning of the year, we're not sure exactly what's going to change there, if the economy um, completely reverses, or if it's something that we have a national or an international conflict, something like that, where energy prices go up, et cetera, et cetera. Housing prices, if there's major storms, hurricanes, things like this in 2025, um, that may affect lumber. That's going to affect um, insurance. Also, is going to be something too that's going to cost more and more money for people, as we've seen those rates escalate dramatically over the last 2 to 3 years. So there's a lot of questions right now. Um, so for first-time home buyers, my biggest advice would be get with a lender. If you don't know a lender, I can certainly recommend two or three to you that are local here in the area. I'm licensed both in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Do most of my work in the South to Southeast Metro, also licensed in Wisconsin. So, the Prescott, River Falls, those areas as well. So, Hudson. Um, if you have questions in addition to all of the things that we've discussed today, please give me a call, 651-402-6356. Again, Tom Bullington, Coldwell Banker, with homes on 2025, I think are going to be in demand. And just to see what's going to happen in 2025 is going to be very interesting. So, hope all of you have a great new year, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks. And we are